Blake Bowman, UFC veteran, and 170-pound superstar out of Florida.
155 now.
155.
Lightweight now, yep.
And one of the things that people are starting to find out about Blake is he's one of the premier trainers in mixed martial arts. So, Blake, tell us a little bit about what you're doing and what you do to get your fighters ready for battle.
Man, basically what we do is we try to make them comfortable with the uncomfortable. And once that happens, they train with so many good guys, everybody underestimates their skill. So once they get inside the cage against a guy that doesn't train with them every day, they realize that their skill level is much higher than they thought it was. So 1 or 2 fights out of the way, get them confident, get them comfortable with the uncomfortable. Like I said, being in bad positions, having to scramble, having to grit it out for a little while, because a lot of guys just want to grind on you now. So you got to get comfortable with that and send them out there and let them do their thing. But, man, always over-prepared. You know, always better to err on the side of caution, be over-prepared and win in 15 seconds than be underprepared and be gassed in second round, for sure.
Now, let me ask you a question. You're not originally from Florida. How'd you end up here?
That is correct. I don't know if you can tell by the drawl, but I'm actually not from Florida. Actually, my good friend Charles McCarthy, Cole Miller offered me a place to stay. Charles McCarthy offered me a job, and I had reached a point in my career where I could either stay where I was and do local shows and be a big fish in a small pond, or I could come down here and see if this is a career for me. And so far, it's panned out in more ways than I thought. So it's a great thing.
Let me ask you a question. What's different about Blake Bowman now than the Blake Bowman we saw on the Ultimate Fighter show?
Older, more mature. I can fight now, for sure. I mean, my jiu-jitsu game, I know real jiu-jitsu now. I've taken a step back and readdressed wrestling. I've actually faced wrestling like I used to when I wrestled in high school and junior college, and take everything more seriously now. I can actually strike. I'm just an all-around fighter surrounded by good guys that care about me, take care of me, and I take care of them in return. So it's just constant growth, pushing each other to the next level, for sure.
Now, I hear a lot on TV, and I hear it a lot when I'm reading news. And I'm hearing that fighters today are a lot different than the fighters that were fighting when we started, 10 years ago. And I happen to agree with it, but I think that you might have an interesting perspective on it. So I want to hear what you think is different now than when you and I started fighting 10 years ago.
You really want to know what I think about it? I think that fighters are different now because of the rules that are in place. They allow a game to be played. They have the game they can play where they got to make sure they do this and do that to win the round. And if you win 2 out of 3 rounds and don't gas out and don't get finished, they think that not losing is the same as not winning. These guys aren't fighting nowadays. They're going out there and they're doing what they got to do to score their points. And the martial arts aspect of it's kind of gone now. You got these cookie cutter guys that know how to win 29, 28 decisions, and that's what they go out there for. And you hear their corners yelling, 30 seconds left, win the round. They get their takedown because it's not enough time to be in a submission. So they think that's fighting, and it's not, man. They go out there and they have these shadow boxing like light gym warm-up sparring sessions, then go real hard for a takedown, and those guys are wearing belts now. I'm not happy with it, but if you're going to bitch about it, you got to do something about it. That's the way I've always been, the way I've always looked at it. So I'm training against that. I'm training wrestling to stop the takedown. I'm training boxing to hurt people, knock people out, and I'm training jiu-jitsu to just skate on guys, put them in bad positions, sweep, 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 submit, 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 attack, attack, attack. And I try to get everybody to do that. I mean, it's the way it used to be. You used to have to finish guys,
So let me ask you a question. As a top-tier professional trainer for American Top Team, what's your professional opinion on George St. Pierre versus Nick Diaz?
As a top-tier professional trainer for American Top Team, it's a great clash in styles between two guys that do totally different facets of the game, and are both so good at what they do. George's timing is impeccable. People say he's boring, but at that level, one bad fight and you can't be at that level anymore. You got to work your way back up. I mean, John Fitch had never lost a fight. He lost a fight to George St. Pierre, and he went back to untelevised undercard. This game is so competitive, so cutthroat, that I almost understand some guys playing it safe, but George is a master at timing. He's not even that great of a wrestler, but no one can sprawl his shots because he's just so perfectly timed and quick, explosive. He's got good enough at everything. He's a great guy, but Nick Diaz is just don't give a shit. Is so high. And he just walks forward and just does what he goes out there to do, and that's punch people and submit people and do whatever. So as a trainer, I think it's a beautiful, beautiful mashup of not just styles but views of the game. The way that Nick Diaz views fighting versus the way that George St. Pierre views being a champion in modern mixed martial arts as a combat sport. As a friend of Nick Diaz, I'm all about it. All about it.
Let me ask you a question now. I know you're good friends with Nick Diaz, but I know you know George St. Pierre as well. If you have to pick a winner in the fight, who do you pick?
Oh, you're getting a close-up for that. I mean, this is the era where rules can be played, and Nick has been on the wrong end of a decision a couple of times. So I don't know. I think that if I had to bet money, I would probably put it on George because the rules are the way the rules are. That being said, I think I hope Nick taps him. That's what I hope. I hope that Nick taps him out. Not only catches him on the jaw, but taps him out and shows that jiu-jitsu, real jiu-jitsu, still matters.
There you have it, guys. Blake Bowman, professional fighter for American Top Team, professional trainer for American Top Team. Thank you, Blake.
Also, may I? September 3rd, I'm fighting in South Africa against a sickly game opponent, dude. The guy's incredible. You can go to ecfafrica.com and get details on the show. If they're doing a show at the end of this month, it's an incredible promotion. Very professional. They have like 8,000 people at their shows. Well done show, and it's an honor to fight there. Looking very forward to it.
That's amazing, Blake. We'll be sure to follow you leading up to the fight and get a couple more interviews with you and maybe follow a little bit of your training.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Thank you, guys.